What's good? It's Unconventional AF with Jaleel Wavy back with a new episode. This is episode 99. One episode away from 100. That is insane to think about because if you know anything about podcasting, you talking about just regular folks doing it, a lot of people stop after a few recordings because they don't see the results that they hope for. So they shut it down, but not over here. As a person that works in radio, works in local news, this is my dream to be a professional media personality or successful podcaster. So I am still going over here. And I hope one day that my dreams come true, man, because 100 episodes, and I want to say like 50, 60 of them by myself, that's nothing to sneeze at. Sneeze at? I don't know if that's real. But yeah, man, so I'm happy about that. People keep asking me, oh, what are you going to do for the 100th episode? Record another episode. Like, that's it. We going to keep business as usual. But I will say I'm probably going to change the name soon. Unconventional AF stood for my unconventional journey and me wanting to interview a wide range of people. And since I don't interview anyone on this podcast anymore, I'm going to change the name to something else. I've already been working on the cover art. I have the name for it. So yeah, I'm going to be changing it up soon. So stay tuned for that. But let's go ahead and get into this week's topics, starting with Offset. 1/3 of the former group Migos was shot at a Hard Rock casino in Florida. And allegedly, I guess it was like some rapper named Lil TJ and his crew. They got into a fight outside of the casino. He got shot. He is all good. It wasn't life-threatening at all. But after this happened, there was a bunch of news coming out about Offset having a gambling problem. Former Dallas Cowboy wide receiver Dez Bryant said he owed him like $8,000. There was another casino in Detroit that said Offset owed him $100,000. That little woman that, I don't want to call her out her name, but that little girl that sleep around with all the celebrities, Selena Powell, I remember she came out and said that Offset owed her some money. So clearly Offset has a gambling problem. And something that I thought about once I saw that headline about him getting shot, I was just like, man, I wonder how different life would be for Offset and Quavo if Takeoff was still here. Like, it's so sad to see what the Migos have turned into. I mean, obviously they fell out before Takeoff passed away, but it just seemed like they're never going to fix their problems and get back together and make a song or an album. I don't know if they have a song. I would have to look that up, but it's just like, damn, this sucks. It's unfortunate that this is happening. Like, let me tell you how big of a Migo fan I was. I have a whole playlist in my phone for the Migos. And I only do that for people that I love. Like, I have a playlist for Drake, obviously, J. Cole, Lil Wayne, Meek Mill, Kanye West, Kendrick Lamar, Rod Wave, and the Migos. Like, that's how much I love the Migos music. Huge fan. I was crushed when I saw that Takeoff was murdered. So I'm just like, man, bro, I wish that they could get it together. I don't even think Offset is divorced from Cardi B yet. Get that spousal support, bro. Get that spousal support so you can pay off all that debt. All right, let's go ahead and get into Kanye West, aka Ye. He is back out here in these streets. He is performing. He just released an album not too long ago called Bully. And I'm gonna be honest, yes, he has said a lot of terrible things. He should probably never make a dollar again, with the stuff that he said, not about Jewish people, about our people, Harriet Tubman, all that stuff. But I can admit that I did listen to Bully, and if Kanye or Ye puts out anything, I'm probably going to check it out just because I'm a fan of his music. Like, I have a Kanye West playlist. Like, that's just what it is. I listened to Bully, and on Threads, I posted this album feels like empty calories. And the reason why I say that is because the production, the beats are incredible. It's Kanye, right? Like, he's always going to give us that. But when I actually listened to the words, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, he's talking about absolutely nothing. And I am someone that actually likes Ye's most recent music. I know a lot of people, they didn't like Donda, Vultures, Ye, Jesus is King. Like, I enjoyed all of those albums. So I don't know if I had high hopes for Bully, but I was hoping that it was good. I didn't take any of those songs off that album and put it on my phone. But he's performing right now. He did a show out in LA. He brought out Lauryn Hill. There was a bunch of celebrities there. And then he was supposed to perform in the UK at the Wireless Festival. But then all the major, or not all, but then some of the major sponsors put out, like, this Wireless Festival is presented by Pepsi, and Pepsi pulled out. They had a decade-long relationship, and they pulled out because of Kanye West. And then I think it was Diageo or something like that. I guess that's like an alcohol brand. They also pulled out of it. And then the people that run the festival said, hey, the man apologized. Let's forgive him and have this show. And then UK say, fuck that. No, he is banned from entering the country. They banned that man from entering the country because of the stuff that he said. And then the festival, they just canceled it all together because of Ye and all the stuff that's going on. I'm like, damn, they is not playing about they people over there. And you know, the US, I don't know if the cancel culture is real over here, because people are showing up for Kanye. They showed up for Chris Brown. I mean, look at the stuff with Diddy. People still came for R. Kelly. So when it comes to cancel culture in America, I don't think it's real. If you give us enough music or art, movies, whatever the case is, if you give us enough great art, people are still going to rock with it. I mean, Chris Brown and Usher just announced that they're going on tour together, and people are like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. Even though Usher just came out there and did an interview where he defended Diddy. And we know Chris Brown's history. And people don't care. So I don't know if cancel culture is real over here, at least for black people. If you black and they just love you so much, you might be okay. But if you anything else, Jake Paul, you can get up out of here. Jake Paul did an interview with some white man I do not know. Never saw him a day before in my life. But he basically talked about how he wants to do a comedy skit doing blackface or putting on brown makeup because of Drewski's conservative white woman video. And even in the interview, they said, well, maybe you can get away with it if you get Charles Barkley. Nigga, nobody is about to stand next to any white man in America that's about to do blackface. Now, there's always an exception, so you might be able to find a couple people, but he like, I'm trying to hire a makeup crew, camera. Like, if Jake Paul come to you about doing a blackface skit, you better say no. Because don't let the internet find out you was a part of it. You will get up out of here. I actually double dog dare Jake Paul to do a blackface skit. I want him to play with his future like that. Now, he might not be in financial ruin after that, but best believe anything he got coming up, any deals, any partnerships, they gonna pull out. He gonna lose some money. He might not go broke, but it's not gonna end well for him. So I double dare J. Paul to do a blackface skit because I want to see what it look like and I want to see the reaction. Like, don't play with black people. All right, my last thing, top five. My top five favorite drama shows of all time. You see, I'm already smiling. Let me go ahead and get into this. And we already had 10 minutes, so I'm trying to make it quick. First, Lincoln Heights. Lincoln Heights is a if you know type of show. That was my introduction to Chadwick Boseman. Shout out to Nate Ray. Eddie Sutton, he was a police officer. He actually made me want to be a police officer back in the day because he was for the people. Shout out to Jennifer Sutton. It was an amazing show. It's on Hulu. I haven't watched it in a while, but I believe it's on Hulu. So if you've never seen Lincoln Heights, make sure you check that out. It's a great show. Now, this is probably my favorite of all time. Switched at Birth. It is in the title. Two girls born on the same day in the same hospital was switched at birth and raised by complete strangers. And this show is so good. Let me tell you, like, I hope that the Switched at Birth community finds this video on TikTok so we can have a discussion about how amazing this show was. Switched at Birth is so good that I wish that I could clear my mind that from that show. Like, I've never seen that show a day before in my life, rewatch it as a new fan and get hyped and excited about it all over again because that show is that fucking amazing, bro. I own that on Prime Video. All 5 seasons, I own it on Prime Video. I watch it one time a year. When January hits, I run Switch That Bird back. That's how good it is. My next show, Soul Food, the series. Now, I did not know that Soul Food had a spinoff TV show. Soul Food with Vivica Fox, Nia Long, Vanessa Williams, Mekhi Phifer. Amazing movie. We love it. They end up having a spinoff show on Showtime. And I think it went to like 4 seasons or whatever. I own that on DVD. I discovered that show on Aspire. I believe that's Magic Johnson's channel. It's like a Christian channel. But I was watching Lincoln Heights on there. And then I saw Soul Food thinking that it was the movie, but it was a TV show. And I said, where have I been my entire life that I never knew about this? That is another show where I say, highly recommend. It is so good. You gotta watch it. I'm telling you, it's got Boris Kojo in there, Nicole Ari Parker, I believe Vanessa Williams. Drake was in that show. Drake was a bully in that show. He was bullying Ahmad because they shot that show in Canada, even though the location was Chicago. They shot it in Canada, and Drake was on that show. So yes, definitely check out Soul Food. And last but not least, Power, the original show, and Power Book Ghost. Power Goes Down is probably one of the best, like, well-written shows of all time. I can watch that right now and discover something new. And then, at the end of that show, we hated Tariq. They gave Michael Rainey Jr. a spinoff, Ghost. And that show was so good that he was loved again by the fans. So when it comes to the Power Book franchise, it's Power and then Ghost. I'm not about to argue with that. But I will say that final season of Ghost was so terrible. And if I remember correctly, the guy that played Braden, I think his name is like Gianni or something like that, he said that season was filmed during the writer's strike and they wasn't able to change the script. And it made sense because it was like they was adding people to the show, like Effie mom, Tariq and Diana was pregnant with a baby. Like, they was doing all type of stuff that made it seem like they was about to do another season. And I believe that show got canceled without them like actually knowing, like, it wasn't the final season. It just kind of happened. So yeah, that's another one. Love It Down. And I can't wait for the origin story to come out. But that's all I have today. Thank you for listening to the podcast. As always, subscribe to it, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and stay tuned for a new name, a title change to the show.